if you got a wild party and P. Diddy puts on that wild party and, you know, he sets everybody up. Like if you were an intelligence agent, you know, like a Jeffrey Epstein type deal, that'd be the way to do it. Big old crazy party, get everybody loose.
And get the cameras
Get them
rolling.
the yayo. Get them the yayo.
And everything else.
Get them everything you need. Get fired up. Get those cameras rolling. And now you got everybody under wraps. What a twisted web some folks weave.
50 Cent is finally peeling back the layers on what he says he was never allowed to say in his Diddy documentary. And according to him, Season 2 is where everything spills out. He claims Netflix blocked major details, not because they were untrue, but because they were considered too risky to touch. Even with Diddy behind bars, 50 suggests his influence didn't magically disappear. He alleges that powerful executives at Netflix once ran in the same circles as Sean Combs, and that connection allegedly shaped what the public was allowed to see.
Documentary, and if 50 do another one, and I heard he's gonna put it on YouTube or do whatever he's gonna do, Puff ain't gonna have nothing to do with that. Puff ain't gonna have nothing to do to try to stop that because he can't. Because if he could stop it, it would have been stopped. You know why he can't stop it? Because Puff know people right there at Netflix. Don't think he don't. And I don't know if this guy still work for them, but he was part of the flavor unit, Sha Kim. He was part of the flavor unit. He was good friends. He was cool with Puff and them. Flavor Unit and them, Queen Latifah and them, they was cool with Puff. If Puff would have sent the cease and desist over there and they could do it and he had the power and they wasn't right, they would have been done it. You see it's still rolling, right? It's still going on, right? He ain't got that power no more. You understand? Now, could he sue them because they used his likeness or used something and stuff like that? I don't know. I'm not that versed in they using him. You understand? If they can steal your whole damn idea, your whole damn ideal, why can't they steal your whole damn intellectual property?
50 claims entire storylines were stripped away before release. Not silenced by legal threats, but by industry pressure. According to him, Diddy couldn't shut it down directly, so the narrative got managed instead. And some of the most disturbing allegations completely left out, despite 50 already talking about them publicly before the documentary even dropped.
Like people that are elites, and that's their thing. Like their thing is to do something that is horrible, and you know, it's not available to other people. So it's like, I think there's like a sickness that people have when they have power, like extreme power, and then they, well, what else can I do? What else can I do? What else is what else is taboo? What else is forbidden? Like all this Diddy shit that's coming out. Like
I was just gonna say, doesn't that sound topical?
Jesus Christ! The first day of the trial, did you pay attention to any of that stuff? I looked at it for like 10 minutes this morning, and I was like, I gotta stop. I can't look at this.
Well, what freaks me out is the people sitting in the courtroom listening to it.
Right.
And there's a wide spectrum of people that are getting subjected to it, and you just sit there and go,
yeah, well, not only that, how about the fact that this guy was running this for decades? He was doing this for decades to who knows how many people, and everybody was scared to talk about it.
According to 50 Cent, these allegations were simply too explosive for Netflix to handle. He claims the platform didn't want the backlash tied to unreleased footage, whispered celebrity connections, or, most critically, the people who say they were harmed along the way.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, you know, telling me they love me and, you know, just turn their back on you in a second. So yeah, it's hard because I want her to know that, you know, she can count on me. But at the end of the day, I'm never gonna force myself to be in a relationship with her. It has to be natural, right? So I just kind of, you know, let her do her thing, and if she ever needs me, I'm gonna be here for her. But yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted encounters and yeah. So yeah, I just want to protect her, you know.
There have long been questions about how young artists were treated after entering Bad Boy Records, and several stars have hinted that what happened behind closed doors wasn't what the public saw. Justin Bieber and Usher have both alluded to uncomfortable industry experiences in past interviews, adding fuel to concerns fans already had.
It's not done with Diddy. I knew 50 Cent was not done with Diddy. He just confirmed that he has more stuff on Diddy that he couldn't even fit in the 4 episodes in the new Netflix Diddy documentary. With 50, it is so hard telling what this man got his hands on, but he said this in reference to the videos that he got of Diddy before he went to jail.
A lot of the personal footage of Diddy has shocked a lot of people. And I know, 50, the way you run, this cannot be all that you have. Is there other stuff that you just have not shown?
Yeah, well, everything couldn't make was 4 episodes.
Right.
So it was a lot. You had to pick and choose things.
And on top of him saying that he has more dirt on Diddy, he is also saying that more people came to him with allegations against Diddy that never made it into the Netflix documentary. With the anticipation, they ask him, are you going to make a second documentary and put it on Netflix since you have all of this stuff? And he says that he is about to put it on YouTube.
With everything that was out and all of these people that were coming forward, have there been any new tips that you've gotten since it has been released?
Well, yeah, everyone starts to feel a little more comfortable when they see other people telling their truth about it.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's got to be something on YouTube coming.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm not gonna lie, I felt like certain things were left out of this documentary, but now to hear him confirming it and saying he still has more and this man is about to post them on YouTube, I can only imagine what we haven't seen yet. Okay, this is getting absolutely crazy. So yesterday we heard 50 Cent confirm that he does have more video footage of Diddy, and now he's saying he has 140 more hours of video footage of Diddy. Now in a post he made about this video footage, he is saying he has 140 hours, and he did it with a video where there was a man claiming that 50 Cent has video footage of Diddy doing alleged criminal activity, and this could possibly get him more time. And this is the post that 50 Cent made. Correct, 140 hours of footage. I don't understand why he filmed himself, but I'm glad he filmed himself. The people who are supporting him will be quiet very soon when more comes out.
What really shocked people was that multiple witnesses referenced underage involvement and long-standing patterns of misconduct. Yet those claims never became central during legal proceedings. Netflix reportedly avoided the topic entirely, and 50 says he already knew they would. That's exactly why he's now planning to release season 2 on his own terms. No industry backing, no safety net, and no filters.
Just came across in that secret little Diddy footage that he paid from the videographer that Diddy didn't pay. They are saying 50 has footage that will not only add more time to Diddy's sentence, but Diddy might not ever come out. Listen up, check this out. Now y'all know that footage that where Diddy is behind the scenes talking to his lawyer and all of this stuff, and people are like, damn, what was Diddy recording it? Well, Diddy was recording it because he thought he was about to beat the case. So he wanted to do a Netflix documentary. Didn't pay the guy, and then 50 got all 140 hours of footage of secret Diddy tactics. Well, there's a guy named Neil who was mentioned in the court, works right up under Diddy, was organizing everything. Allegedly, they are saying that he is on video, film, tampering with witnesses, giving out addresses, offering money, bribing, we'll pay for your lawyers, all kind of shit that could be counted as witness tampering, obstruction of justice. And 50, of all people, has his hands on this footage. And I'm hearing that this could implicate Diddy's lawyers in some bullshit. They could be charged. This is getting wild. And I'm hearing that this 50 Cent documentary is just the tip of the iceberg, and
50 Cent says this is exactly where things get uncomfortable for the industry, because once the spotlight moves off one man, it starts landing on everyone around him. He's been clear that exposing Diddy was never just about Diddy. It was about the system that protected him for decades. According to 50, too many powerful names benefited from staying silent. Executives, artists, insiders, people who looked the other way because speaking up would have cost them everything. That's why, he claims, certain conversations were off limits from the very beginning.
People can go away.
I mean, that's what people were saying, and maybe everybody's a conspiracy theorist now, but that's what people are saying about the Diddy situation. Like when the feds rolled up, with the fucking Hummers and shit, they're like, it wasn't about Diddy. It was about if there were tapes of powerful people there.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
They were the ones that called. They're like, I need to protect myself, so go in there with all the things and rip any tapes or any evidence.
Well, Prince Harry was hanging with Diddy.
I mean, everybody hung with Diddy. That's the other tricky thing. Like, Diddy hung out with everybody. And I've spoken to a bunch of people who are like, yo, great dude, like, always there for you, never asked for a single thing.
Till 1 a.m.
And then freak off.
Everybody says, get out of the house.
Yeah.
It's like the gremlins start eating after midnight. Everybody who tells the stories like, I saw I go upstairs and these dudes are like right on the couch.
Yeah.
And then I go in this room and these guys are.
He's also hinted that some individuals who were supposed to be questioned were never seriously examined at all. Not because there was no reason, but because it would have pulled too many people into the mess. That's why 50 believes the real fallout hasn't even started yet. He says once season 2 drops, the focus won't just be on Sean Combs anymore. It'll be on the entire culture that allowed it to happen. Insiders claim Hollywood power players leaned hard on Netflix to cut key sections of the documentary. And those edits weren't about storytelling, they were about survival. According to sources, the real list of people who allegedly protected Sean Combs at every stage was considered too explosive to air.
TV has just confirmed that the family of Tupac Shakur is investigating a potential link between the murder of Tupac and Sean Diddy Combs. This coming from attorney Alex Spiro, who represents Tupac's family. Now, this investigation had been previously reported by unnamed sources, but earlier today, Spiro confirmed to our Court TV team that he and a team of investigators has been hired.
Sean Combs allegedly had business dealings with Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, who will go on trial next March for the of Tupac. This was back in 1996. Some have speculated that Diddy ordered Tupac's death. That, of course, is just a theory at this point, and we are monitoring the developments in both the Tupac murder trial and the federal indictment of Sean Diddy Combs. So a lot of information to come.
Netflix reportedly didn't want the responsibility of naming individuals who still hold serious power across entertainment, politics, and business. Once those names are spoken publicly, there's no undo button. And that kind of fallout scares corporations more than the truth ever could. What really raised eyebrows was what else got left out. The docuseries didn't include a single voice from the family of Tupac Shakur, despite them actively pushing their own investigation for over a year. His family has openly said they believe the truth was buried on purpose, silenced by money, fear, and influence. They've questioned why key figures were barely examined and why major leads were ignored entirely. None of that made it into the final cut, and people noticed. What's wild is that even Diddy's direct contact with Tupac's family never made the cut. Back in October 2024, Mo Prem Shakur appeared on Piers Morgan Uncensored and made it clear there's far more to the investigation than the public's been told.
Interesting to me about your involvement in this is that Diddy actually called you after an LA Times article in 2008 alleging he'd been involved in your brother's death. What did he say that day when he called you?
He was in town. He was in LA at the time. He was on the radio. He asked a local DJ that we all know, Big Boy, to reach out to me because he wanted to speak to me about something. This is a few years after Pac's murder, and you know, we all were familiar with all the rumors and stuff. I said, yeah, let me talk to him. So he called me, and you know, I had my guys with me, Thug Life guys, and we heard what he had to say. He basically said he ain't have nothing to do with my brother's. And I told him the truth is still yet to come out, so we're gonna see. Here we are 27, 28 years later. Looks like there's some doubt in that statement. So, thus, you know, along with all the other suspicions that people have, you know, it was time for it to be investigated.
In a statement at the time, Diddy declared, "This story is a lie, the LA Times story. Neither I nor the late Notorious had any knowledge of any attack on Tupac before, during, or after it happened." Do you think that was an honest statement?
My opinion is that I don't believe it was 100% honest statement.
He revealed that Sean Combs personally called him in 2008, claiming he was innocent. And Moprem's response was simple. The truth still hasn't come out. That omission raised serious questions. It made the documentary feel like it was actively dodging the reality that more people were involved. According to insiders, Diddy wasn't operating in isolation. Former staff, artists, and industry figures have admitted they sensed something was off, but stayed quiet because speaking up meant career suicide. That silence didn't just shield Diddy. It protected everyone connected to him. And now, the fallout is spreading. Industry executives, image managers, and artists who look the other way are suddenly under a microscope they never expected. And that's exactly why so many of them are furious with 50 Cent for pulling the curtain back. 50 Cent says the backlash he's facing right now proves he struck a nerve. According to him, the industry response hasn't been loud. It's been silent. Phone calls not returned, meetings canceled, sudden distance from people who used to be friendly. All signs that nerves are being hit. He's made it clear this isn't about revenge or clout. In his view, the reaction exposes how deep the fear still runs when it comes to Sean Combs and the network around him. The same system that once protected Diddy, he says, is now scrambling to protect itself.
All this is bigger than Diddy. It's bigger than Diddy, bro. Because you know who else they was doing investigation on during that whole time period? It was the mayor and the politicians in New York City. They turn around and give him the key to the city. All the mayor people that he brought on here in New York City are all resigning. They all resigning. People ain't gonna tie this together, but if you look at it, you have to say, because of Mayor Adams and his relationship with Diddy, it brought on the Southern District of New York to start investigating Diddy on civil lawsuits that was put against him. Because the feds is going after all these politicians in New York City.
Yeah, the feds revealed that, anybody that, participated in any, criminal behavior at his freak-offs, they're going to pursue.
Listen here. The mayor here take like 15 spoons of sugar in his coffee. So it's all a possibility.
Do you think there's any celebrities on them tapes?
Bro, he gave celebrity parties. So what you think?
50 has also hinted that legal threats and quiet warnings have been sent his way, not lawsuits. Just reminders about how powerful the industry can be when it wants someone isolated. But instead of backing down, he's doubling down. That's why he says releasing season 2 independently is the only option left. No platforms, no filters, no favors owed. What makes this even heavier is that 50 Cent claims people close to him have started urging him to slow down. Not because he's wrong, but because they're scared of what happens next. He's hinted that behind closed doors, some industry figures privately admit he's telling the truth, yet none of them are willing to stand beside him publicly. That silence speaks volumes.
Diddy was running some kind of Epstein-type deal where he was filming everybody, right?
That's the rumors. Yeah, I don't know that there's any proof or anything other than that.
The thing is, we're getting the rumors from the internet, and the internet thinks that the Taliban took out that bridge in Baltimore. So it's like, who knows? Who knows what's real?
That's what Diddy's lawyers, I think, said. It was like that. These are just trumped up charges. Not trumped up. I don't think they said that, but like bullshit charges.
Dude, when Homeland Security invades your house,
you got problems
with dudes with guns and body armor.
Someone said that they weren't there to take stuff; they were there to delete everything. Like the real people that were in there,
Oh,
like
that's
the same
funny.
thing with Epstein.
There was a lot going on, and then there's people that thought that Puffy was involved and Suge Knight was involved.
Speaking of, I think Suge Knight's the one who said that thing I just thought of.
What thing?
About that they were there to delete stuff.
Well, if he really was filming everybody, I mean, he had a lot of people at those parties, right? You know who said Luke from 2 Live Crew.
Yeah, he said he was to leave early.
Yeah,
Or something, right?
when Luke from 2 Live Crew is leaving early, like, you got a wild party. What if what's happening is too f***ed up for Luke from 2 Live Crew? Like, check please. There's so many different stories.
According to 50, the same people who once laughed at rumors are now panicking because too many details are lining up. He says the closer the focus gets to the inner circle around Sean Combs, the more uncomfortable the conversations become. 50 has also suggested that the industry's biggest fear isn't legal exposure. It's public accountability. Once fans start asking the right questions, reputations built over decades can collapse overnight.
He got everybody going, man. He's getting a lot of backlash, man. Like, people are like mad at 50 for getting behind this thing.
Well, see, the thing about it is that people are off their rabbit ass mind, and they gonna sit up here and they gonna say some stuff like, yo, they try to make it up like, it's because of a girl, it's because of a woman. A man that can have any woman in the damn world, you understand, go any parts of the world, find beautiful women all over the world that's willing to do whatever he wants to. I'ma be mad because this dude got this one? Nah, it's bigger and it's more than that. They don't want to say it. A lot of these cats out here don't want to tell the truth behind it. You understand? When 50 was out here, trying to get into, well, he was writing for most of Puff stuff. He was writing for artists. He was writing for different people. LL, Puff, whatever he can get money at, you know what I'm saying, to do some writing and stuff like that. Jam Master Jay had him writing something like that. So Fifth was writing. Then when he did How to Rob the Industry cat joint, he's supposed to be the next one to come out of New York. You understand what I'm saying? He gets in this beef, you know what I'm saying, with Murder Inc., Ja, Irv Gotti, Supreme them. They try to eliminate him. Then Puff and the other people put a tag on him where it's that, yo, don't let him make no money. Don't sign him. You ain't gonna have a number of problems. They put a bad tag on him. You understand? He gotta go to the West Coast and with Dre and Eminem to get his deal. You understand what I'm saying? So they put this tag on him to stop him from eating his craft. You understand? They try to kill him, you understand? Because they got a problem with him. And then you supposed to have some love, so people who try to take you out of here, try to stop you from eating and everything like that. Diddy was a part of that too.
At this point, 50 Cent says the situation has moved beyond documentaries and media spin. According to him, what's coming next isn't entertainment. It's exposure that can't be managed or softened. He's hinted that once season 2 drops, some careers won't survive the fallout. He believes the biggest mistake the industry made was assuming time would bury everything. Instead, old connections, ignored warnings, and past behavior are resurfacing all at once. People who thought they were untouchable are suddenly watching their names circulate in places they never expected. 50 has also suggested that the fear now isn't about defending Sean Combs, it's about distancing from him fast enough. Former allies, silent partners, and quiet supporters are scrambling to rewrite their own history before the spotlight reaches them.
Highly anticipated documentary about Sean Diddy Combs is officially here. And we hear from 2 jurors from the Diddy trial, some accusers who spoke out for the documentary, and 50 Cent got his hands on some footage that Diddy claims belongs to him.
We have to find somebody that'll work with us that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business. We're losing.
I reached out to Sean Combs' spokesperson, who tells me that the reason why that personal footage exists is because Sean Combs has been documenting his own life since he was 19 years old. They say that this footage was captured from a personal videographer hired by Sean Combs.
If Sean Combs watches this, what do you think he's going to feel?
Like, wow, this is amazing. I think he's going to say this is the best documentary I've seen in a long time. Because you'll see people saying that. I mean, he may feel a different way about pieces and bits of it, but he knows the truth.
His lawyers even sent a cease and desist letter to Netflix, which I have obtained. I reached out to Netflix and they referred me to a statement from the documentary's director, who says, quote, "It came to us, we obtained the footage legally and have the necessary rights."
By now, 50 Cent says it's obvious this story was never meant to stop at one documentary. According to him, what Netflix showed was the clean version, the one that keeps institutions intact and limits the blast radius. But season 2, that's where he claims the gloves come off completely. 50 has suggested that entire timelines were reshaped to make certain people disappear from the narrative. Not erased because they were irrelevant, but because their involvement would have raised questions no one in power wanted answered. He believes the industry survives by sacrificing individuals while protecting systems, and Diddy was just the most visible shield.
Give a damn. He don't give a damn. He literally is saying he's gonna reach out to Trump to remind Trump of the things that P. Diddy has said about him for the sole express purposes of making sure that Trump doesn't pardon Diddy in the event that Diddy gets convicted of sex, trafficking, and racketeering. That's what 50 Cent has sworn to do. And I gotta admit to you, that's wild. Damn, you know you got an enemy there when the man want to go out of his way to contact the president, you know, and clearly he has some kind of inroads where he can get to President Trump so President Trump can hear him. He's basically saying, yo, brother need.
He's also pointed out that when scandals like this explode, the same pattern always repeats. Executives claim ignorance, artists plead distance, gatekeepers say they had no idea. But 50 calls that bluff. He says too many people benefited financially, socially, and professionally for this to be chalked up to coincidence.
In the Diddy doc that I am very briefly in show us two very different perspectives that combine to create the not guilty verdicts on the big charges. This one is a fan. She liked day 26. But you can see the glitter in her eyes from being around Puff. It's like she went to a concert. She's excited to share moments with him, to look at him during the trial, to feel the same things as him, to see him doing the same nod that he did during making the band. She's won over by the fame, and I'm sure that's part of why some of these jurors voted not guilty. But this man knows and cares nothing of Puff's fame. But he says, why did she keep going back to him like they were lovers in a crazy relationship? This is a complete misunderstanding of trauma bonds, as well as a complete misunderstanding of how Cassie was personally, financially, and professionally yoked to Diddy. Throughout the trial, people said, why didn't she just leave? Which is essentially what this man is saying. Why didn't she just leave? She explained that her career was tied to him. He kept her broke. When she talked about leaving, he threatened to release the freak-off tapes. He threatened her mother. And whenever she actually did run away, he sent his bodyguards to go and bring her back. So there was no way for her to leave. But y'all want to talk about why didn't she just leave? You can't have the luxury and the complaint. Trauma bonds are very difficult to understand.
According to him, silence wasn't accidental. It was enforced. Careers were dangled, contracts threatened, and reputations quietly destroyed to keep people in line. That's why so many insiders waited years to speak, and why some still refuse to say anything at all. 50 believes the most uncomfortable truth is this. Diddy didn't operate in the shadows. He operated in plain sight. And the reason nothing happened sooner wasn't a lack of evidence, but a lack of courage from those who had the power to act.
Part series also features 2 jurors from Combs' trial who are speaking for the first time about how they reached their mixed verdict, finding Combs guilty of 2 prostitution offenses, but clear of racketeering and sex charges, both sharing their thoughts on the relationship between Combs and singer Cassie. Juror 75 describing them as 2 people in love, and Juror 160 saying in part, domestic violence wasn't one of the charges. Cassie, is she a victim in all this?
I believe Cassie's a victim in all this because she came in as she's like 18, like 19 years old. In the very beginning, after a while, over time, you condition for it.
The goal of what the film is trying to do is to let the audience kind of come in to ask questions like, were their decisions colored by certain things, and who got the benefit of the doubt, in that courtroom?
Do you think that hip-hop culture was on trial as much as Sean Combs was?
Look, if I didn't say anything, you would interpret it as the hip-hop is fine with his behaviors. There's no one else being vocal. So you would look at it and just say, because that mind your business, or let me not say nothing about nothing, or those things, it would allow the entire culture to register as if they're for that behavior.
If Sean Combs watches this, what do you think he's going to feel?
Like, wow, this is amazing. I think he's going to say this is the best documentary I've seen in a long time. Because you'll see people saying that. I mean, he may feel a different way about pieces and bits of it, but he knows.
Now that the public is paying attention, 50 says the industry's biggest fear isn't legal fallout. It's exposure without control. No edits, no PR spin, no friendly intermediaries, just raw scrutiny. And that's why he insists season 2 isn't about one man anymore. It's about revealing how many people knew, how many stayed quiet, and how much damage that silence caused. Whether the industry likes it or not, 50 says this chapter won't be closed quietly. That's exactly why the backlash has been so vicious. According to 50 Cent, the anger isn't random, it's personal. He says people in the industry aren't mad because he's lying. They're mad because he's pulling their names into the light and exposing years of silence. There's even been talk of Sean Combs threatening massive legal action against both 50 and Netflix. But insiders say that move would be risky, because the moment lawsuits start flying, everything else comes with it. Documents, recordings, and details nobody wants public. 50 has also made it clear he's not limiting this fight to documentaries. He's openly said that if it ever came down to it, he would take his concerns straight to the highest level, even reaching out to Donald Trump to oppose any chance of a pardon. Supporters argued that fame played a huge role in how long Diddy avoided serious consequences. Questions were raised about jury impartiality, including claims that celebrity influence shaped perception during the trial. Former Bad Boy co-founder Kirk Burrows has echoed concerns that star power created a protective bubble that most defendants never get. Netflix may have backed away, and the industry may want this buried, but the conversation is already out. Leaks, testimonies, and unanswered questions aren't going anywhere. And 50 isn't backing down. Neither are the people demanding transparency. So now the real question isn't just whether Diddy ever faces full accountability. It's how many powerful figures get exposed once the entire story finally comes out. If you want to stay updated, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, share this with someone who needs to see it, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. It really helps and keeps this conversation going.